last time these two teams met was in 2017. It was a match in September. ASU won in straight sets. Now we have a match in December for much bigger stakes. We've got Aggies and Sun Devils. We are just about ready for first serve. Any early predictions, Alan, in this first set?
I think we're going to see a lot of Arizona State's middles and their outsides picking up blocks. I think we're going to see a lot of the blocks as Utah State tries to adjust. But as you mentioned earlier, Harry, this is a Utah State team that started off firing on all cylinders yesterday against Tennessee. So if Rob Nielsen can get his team to start hot, we have a fantastic coaching matchup on the sidelines. Just to segue in between J.J. Van Niel and Rob Nielsen, both fantastic, fantastic head coaches. So if Rob Nielsen can get his team to figure out Arizona State before this game even starts, that's when it might be a little bit of a pain for Arizona State tonight.
For Arizona State, Ella Lewis, 5'11" freshman, will get the start. She will have the first serve tonight as she will serve at Utah State in the away Navy uniforms. ASU wearing the home whites. Lewis has her first serve ready. She will go left to right here at Desert Financial Arena. She serves right down the line at Stieglitz. Stieglitz will attack out of system and rolls it to the donut straight down. Great first point for the Aggies. Caught the Sun Devils napping.
And that's big too, because you get Ella Lewis out of the game quickly. She's a serving specialist. For
hitter Sydney Henry finds Colby Neal.
And Colby Neal is fantastic on that slide. You're going to see that play ran a lot between these two teams, and it ultimately could be the decider who runs it better. But Colby Neal, it's very hard to pick against her running it better.
Sydney Henry, first time she'll serve tonight, into the angle. Kofe sets right behind her. Helgeson, dug by Glover, out of play. Great rotation there, siding out on one for the Aggies.
And I think you might see Utah State pick on Glover a lot with their attacks, even if the only advantage that gives you is it takes her out really of a chance to hit the ball on that possession. You might see a lot of balls come towards number 10 in this game.
Glover's got to be ready to dig. Thompson floats that one a little too far. She had 2 service errors last night to go along with her 2 aces. 3-2 early Aggie lead. Bailey Miller goes back to serve. Miller gets a good serve and it'll be an ace. Bailey Miller. Not her best offensive night a night ago, but she pitched in 9 digs and getting it done at the service line. Miller ties us up at 3 apiece and dots the back line. Service ace, Bailey Miller.
Boy, if ASU can have Bailey Miller hot today, it's going to be really hard. Like you mentioned, she was one of the players yesterday who really struggled. And if you can get her to catch fire right away like it looks like she has, it's another weapon.
Bailey Miller took some off that time. Kofe, backside to Helgeson, blocked by Neal. Back to Helgeson, tips it over. Henry comes backside to Glover, detonates down the line. Great set, great swing.
And that was a mistake by Kaylee Kofe. We talked about how few of those she can have. Overpassed over to Helgeson, put her off balance. She couldn't go towards Glover like it looked like she wanted to on the cut shot. Then you have number 10 pick up the kill.
Miller getting going from the service line. Kofe again to Helgeson. A good touch at the net, but it goes out of bounds. Utah State gets the point. ASU leads 5-4.
That's another thing that could be a key for Utah State. You know ASU is going to be aggressive on that net. Can you tool blocks? Can you force them to push it out of bounds and get points that way?
Helgeson serves that frame. Henry goes outside to Parrott. Dug by Thompson. Set. Goes out of bounds. It'll be a free ball for the Devils. Henry backside to Glover, has to tip. Miscommunication there. Thompson sets up Zimovsky, and Glover and Neal combined for a huge block.
And both teams struggled on that play with communication. Utah State had an incident, Arizona State had an incident, but that's the first block of the game. That was Neal and Glover. Wouldn't be surprised if Kofe gets started early with the dump. Again, just to keep that middle sitting middle so you don't have 2 players rising up on every shot.
Kofe's got to keep the Arizona State block honest. Jillian Neal on to serve. Thompson passes. Kofe outside. Great swing into the angle.
Well, there's keeping the ASU block honest. You shoot it very quickly out to Samovsky on the left pin, and she has everywhere on the court to go. She can go down the line, she can go with the cut, and she just has a machine gun shot right into awaiting arms, but way, way deep into the stands.
Samovsky back to serve. Stieglich back onto the court. Missed pass by Bailey Tatum-Parrott, I should say, and that's going to be a point for the Aggies. Great service pressure early on from Utah State.
You talked about it pregame, how important that is for Utah State. Both of these teams have put up a lot of service pressure. And ASU, they've struggled at times when they've been pressured a lot.
Samovsky, another good pass out of system. Glover has to tip, and that one falls. Great idea from Glover. Not the best set for her to swing all out. She tips over the block for a point.